Knock knock.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Wow, I'm excited to see you too.
You know it. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Marissa.
And you're watching Studio J.
Coming up today, we have 30 minutes of the best projects from Jefferson Middle School right here in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
And our first project is an interview about literacy by first and second hour.
I'll get upset about something and then we'll be reading in class and like everything is just better. Like I don't think about it as much and it's never been like that before. Like last year I couldn't do that. And maybe it's just because of the books that I'm reading, but I just love it.
It's starting to get in my blood. It's more of a passion for me now.
I think reading is great this year because the book last year that I was reading, I wasn't interested in that much.
When I was younger, it really did feel more of like a job to me, so I would just do the regular 20 minutes, get my parents' signature for a prize at the end of the year.
I didn't read a lot last year. I only read one book because I couldn't find a book that I liked. And this year, I know the genres that I like, so it's easier.
I really hated reading because like any normal kid, it's just like, oh, time for another job to do.
My favorite book is Crossroads, and I like it because it's like scary, but you can't predict what's going to happen.
Zodiac Legacy.
So is that a series? Okay. How many are in the series? Do you know?
So far 2, and I've read both of them.
Okay.
Each 5 times.
Each 5 times?
Yeah.
I like to read science fiction, and I noticed that I like historical fiction last year.
And kids are excited. Kids that have never finished books before had already finished books before the end of the 9 weeks. It's amazing.
Like the book that I'm reading right now, Ash and Winter, it's so great because like I understand what's happening. Like I never understood in any books, but I understand this one.
And also now I'm reading Miss Peregrine's, and that has really like sparked my, I can't stop reading it. I started yesterday and I'm over halfway finished with it and I can't put it down. It's incredible.
It helps me calm down when I'm angry or like when I have something on my mind.
I like ones that I have to like figure out, like like mysteries. I like that.
The Secret Life of Bees. I love historical fiction, particularly the time of the Civil Rights Movement, things that are in the South, of course.
My favorite is paranormal, and sometimes I like adventure, but not all adventure books. My mom always tells me like you need to start reading more, and I listen to her because I learned like my Alexa has went up a lot because I was very low, and I just started reading ever since.
For the most part, I really do like mystery. Sometimes I'll read my Bible. I try to do that daily, but and then comedy.
I've been reading a lot more too. There's a few more interesting books.
I just get lost in a different world when I read comedy.
Because I matured more and I realized that I'm not getting bored with these books anymore as I get into more adult things.
It's amazing how much students are reading now that we've told them they can read whatever they want to. Insurgent, Divergent series, Miss Peregrine, by the way, is awesome and comes out Friday. Yeah, the movie comes out Friday, but read the book before you go see the movie.
And this year it's just like with the new reader's notebooks and the Power, I started wishing that there was more time for Power because I really do like my books.
Which driver never gets a ticket?
I don't know. Which one?
A screwdriver. Speaking of driving, up next we have a slideshow of these amazing cars.
love nature. That's why the project we have up next is so beautiful.
Let's watch it!
You're watching Studio J, the best of Jefferson Multimedia from Jefferson Middle School in the Fort Wayne Community Schools.
I'm hungry.
So am I, especially after watching Cookie War.
Oh yeah, let's show them.
I played Pokemon Go every... Oh my god, a Squirtle!
I am victorious!
Daddy, more!
Kaka, move!
Sometimes I just feel so wild.
So do I, but the kids who made the movie The Animal I Become probably felt wilder.
I know that I have good friends, they just don't really show it. My name is, well, that doesn't matter. At least that's what I'm taught. Mother tells me not to worry about it, but I am human. Surprise! My family has always lived in the clouds without anything to worry about. But I felt myself sinking, lower and lower until my toes embraced the soil. Acting like nothing is going on is a part of my daily routine. It hurts, inside and out. My demons have hibernated in the shadows of this impenetrable fortress in my head. But a certain person knows how to draw them out like bloodthirsty beasts stalking their next meal. My deadbeat father continues to act like the victim, but he wasn't abused for 8 years, so how would he know? Showered with empty promises and lies every day, I'm not sure who to trust. I paint on a false smile and get on with my day, denying every craving my fists have to come in contact with another being. Can there be an end to my torment? Depends on whether I want the easy way out. So what if you can see the darkened side of me? I've said what's bottled up before, only to get a response like, a child should be seen, not heard. If he wants respect, he has to earn it, but the clock is ticking. These shackles won't hold for long, and when they break,
I'm not sure what will be released.
You know what? We have a great radio TV teacher.
I know, right? He makes the class fun.
Yeah, he really does, and I love his lessons.
Same here. The next project would have to be the best project. It's magical.
Let's watch this Harry Potter themed paraphrasing lesson.
Good morning, Jefferson. Let's deal with paraphrasing today. And after all these years, I finally decided to read the Harry Potter series. And as I opened the first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, I loved the first 2 sentences. They are on your screen right now. We'll read them, and then I'll show you how to take them and totally paraphrase them into something else. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious because they just didn't hold with such nonsense. I hope that was efficiently British for you. When most of us think we're doing a paraphrase, here is what we do. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of Privet Drive, number 24. So I took these 2 phrases and I just changed their places, but I kept the same words. Were happy to speak instead of were proud to say that they were perfectly ordinary instead of perfectly normal, instead of thank you very much, you're welcome very much, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but we do that stuff all the time. They were the final humanoids instead of they were the last people you'd believe instead of you'd expect to be involved in anything odd instead of strange, or scary instead of mysterious, because they just didn't hug with such nonsense. Excuse me, what? Hug with such nonsense? Guess what we did? We clicked on the word hold, and then we went to tools, and then we went to thesaurus, and we found that hug was another meaning for hold. Does it make sense in this sentence? No. Do we do it anyway? All the time. What is a paraphrase? A paraphrase is when you put an author's thoughts into your own thoughts. Notice I didn't say put it into your own words, because sooner or later you're gonna have some words that are gonna come back up. You need to run their story through the filter of your brain and tell it in a totally different way. First of all, sum up what you've read in your own thoughts. Here's what I thought when I read it. The Dursley family is one boring little team. They don't put up with any mischief at all. Mischief, I love that word. How do they sound? They sound dull and stuck up. They're probably very bossy on what you can and can't do. I bet they're bad parents who don't understand the fun part of being a kid. I put that thought into my own words. Let me show you how. When I paraphrase the original piece, I put the original writing away. I take it out of my line of sight, so I'm not even looking at it. If you're in Word, the easiest way to do that is just to hit return a million times until you're on a different page. You could do something really radical as well, like pull out a notebook and use a thing called a pencil and handwrite it. I'm looking at how I summed up the thought, and that's what I'm gonna write from. Nothing interesting ever happens at the Dursley household. God knows we've tried to have fun, but Mother and Father just won't allow it. They say children should be seen and not heard. We couldn't disagree more. Snooty, British, like the first one. But I've written it from a viewpoint of one of the kids who says they're really upset about the way Mom and Dad raises them. Why did I do that? Because of what I wrote right here. I want to smack on their parenting skills and make them look so stuffy that they can't get anything else done. Would you like to see another paraphrase of the very same passage? Mr. Dursley was a very proper man. Work until 5 o'clock. Home by 6, in his slippers and smoking his pipe by the fireside. His wife gave him everything he wanted. She had no choice, but that didn't matter, did it? Of course not. Can I tell you a secret? I was thinking of stuffy people who are really bad parents, and you know who came to mind? Mr. Banks from Mary Poppins, and he has this song about coming straight home from work and having his pipe and slippers, and everything in his life is super orderly, and that's the way he likes it. So I wrote one from his point of view. Are you ready for my third paraphrase of the same passage? Take 3. It never occurred to Vernon and Petunia to have any fun in their lives whatsoever. That just wasn't the responsible thing to do. What would mother and father say? And what might their own children grow up to be if they ever had any choice in how to do anything? Radicals and revolutionaries, no doubt. I'm looking at the story from the viewpoint of the people and getting snotty and sarcastic, thinking how they would feel if their kids started to show freedom. So remember, this is language arts. Don't go all math guy on me and try to solve for X. What do I mean by that? Solve for X? Don't ask yourself, what's another word for X? Because if you do, here's what will happen. What's another word for proud? Happy. Yeah. What's another word for say? Speak. What's another word for normal? Ordinary. What's another word for thank you? You're welcome. That's the opposite. But when you start looking for words to replace individual words, you're not paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is telling the story from a different perspective. It's really, really simple. Let's try today's exercise and see if you can do it. P.S. You can.
You know, I love Harry Potter.
Same.
When I was younger, I used to pretend like I was in Harry Potter.
Wow, I bet that was super fun.
It was, and the video we have next brought back a lot of memories.
Here's the Deathly Trashbag by Aria Baker, Anna Franks, and Rachel Hampton.
And 500 million house points to the first person to take out the trash. Ready, set, go.
Yes! You want to give it to me now, Potter? Not a chance, Malfoy.
Aquamancy!
Suicide. Ha, Malfoy. Hey!
Let me help you with that, boys.
Dumbledore!
It's getting quite cold out, isn't it?
It sure is.
We can thank Jack Frost for that.
So funny you mentioned that. Our next project is Jack Frost by Sophie Skimbleth and Emily Jackson.
I felt nothing right when I hit the ice. My mind went blank. All I saw was the light moving further and further away from me. Then it all went black. You guys are probably wondering what's going on, so I'm going to tell you my story. I woke up that morning with the sun shining in my face. Then I heard my sister come barging in yelling, "It's snowing! It's snowing!" But that's all she said. She opened my window and ran out. I was guessing she wanted to play in the snow. So I got up and put on some warm clothes and went to the kitchen to grab some breakfast. Once I was finished, I found my sister by the front door. She told me, "Teach me how to skate!" So I told my mom that we were going to the pond in the middle of the forest. My mother told me to be careful and watch over my sister. I raced her. Of course I let her win. I put on my skates and helped her put hers on. I started to show her how it worked. She got down really quickly, but then she got stuck in the middle of the ice. It started to crack. She was scared and so was I. So I told her to play a game. I grabbed a stick, counted to 3, and walked closer to her. I grabbed her by the ankles to safety. Then I got stuck and fell in. That's when my hair turned gray, and I became Jack Frost.
I love my life. Don't you just love your life?
Yeah, almost as much as I love this next project.
Let's watch this inspiring video about life by Maya S. Don't you just love Fort Wayne and animals?
Yeah, it's the reason behind my happiness.
Well, if you think like us, then you'll love this next project.
Watch this next project about Beautiful City by Taylor Bortner.
We're so blessed to live on such a beautiful earth.
Yes, we are. This next project shows us why we should love it here.
Enjoy this project we have by Annalisa Albertson.
Can I fly?
I don't know, you have to try.
Your son has a fragmentation in his patella. He has a what in his patella? He fractured his kneecap. Oh. You need to stop jumping off things.
But Maria said I could fly.
Well, you can't, so stop trying.
I feel so much better now that my cast is off. I wonder what I could do. Maybe I could fly. Guess I'm not so crazy after all, huh?
Thanks for watching our show. I'm Caitlin.
I'm Marissa.
I'm Josie. And I'm Kai.
Tune in next time to Studio J.